Now that you've selected a fly rod, it's time to select a fly reel. Again, with so many options out there, selecting the right one can become confusing. So in this video, let's run through the reel and its components. I guarantee you this is going to help you select your next fly reel. The purpose of the fly rod is to get your fly line out to the fish for casting. But the purpose of the fly reel is for holding the fly line and to help fight large fish that like to run. In general, fly reels are made up of a mounting foot, a frame, a spool, a handle, and a drag system. You can break down most fly reels by unscrewing the drag mechanism on the side of the fly reel or pushing a spool release button. Every reel is different. Once apart, you can take a peek inside. The inner components mainly have to do with the drag system. When you hear the term drag system, think of the brakes on your car. The better the brakes, the more stopping power that you have, right? It's the same thing with fly reels. Now there are different types of drag systems, like disc drag systems that are in this fly reel. And then there are reels that come like this little Redington Zero, where it's a click and pull system. You hear that? There's no adjusting knobs on this reel. You'll see nothing here. I can't adjust it. This is what you get. So when the fish runs, that's what you're gonna hear. And you can't adjust it. But with disc drag systems, you can adjust it, which is really nice when you're fighting fish that like to run and you need more stopping power. Some anglers, even really experienced anglers, love the old school click and pull drag systems. On average though, reels with disc drag systems are more common. If you're fighting big fish that like to run, disc drag systems really come in handy, because once the fish is on the reel, you really don't have to try and control the fly line with your hands. The reel does all the work for you, which is why I personally prefer reels with disc drags. Like rods, reels come in weights. In general, you want to purchase a reel whose weight corresponds to the rod that you selected. So if you selected a 2-weight rod, you would select a reel that is a 2-weight. And this reel here has markings on it that say 2 to 3. So you could fish a 2-weight rod or a 3-weight rod with this reel. If you selected a 5-weight rod, you would select a reel that's 5-weight. This reel here ranges from 4 to 6. So you could fish rods in 4, 5, and 6 weight, and so on and so forth. Still, when selecting a reel, see if you can get it in your hands before you buy it. You're probably not going to be able to fish with it, but see if you could practice reeling with it. If it has an adjustable drag system, adjust it and test the drag. There's really no rush here. Take your time and pick the reel that's in your budget. Just make sure that the reel size corresponds to the fly rod that you picked. As with fly rods, fly reels can be extremely expensive. But again, there's no need to break the bank to get a good reel. In fact, you can find some very decent reels for under $100. I personally fished this $30 reel for years when I first started fly fishing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this reel, and I caught lots of great fish on it. So select a reel that's in your budget and get on the water.